Hey guys, I'm here to do my NES collection. Now, this isn't a big collection, like by far, but I can't name another high school kid that has an NES, at least in my school. Now, all these games I bought at my favorite used video game and movie store, and in general, really the most I ever paid for a game is like $3 or $4, usually for NES. Few of them were a few exceptions, but for the most part, they were pretty cheap. I do want to get a lot more games, but the thing is, either the store that I go to doesn't have them, or I'm not willing to spend that much money on that particular game. I could probably find it a bit cheaper, like on eBay. So, yeah. And I don't have an NES. I have this thing called an FC Twin. I did a review on it. You can look it up if you want. And it's a system that plays NES and Super Nintendo games. It's a piece of crap. And now that I bought the PS2 and the Xbox, the next console that I'm going to hunt for is probably either an NES or a Super Nintendo. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with my collection. The first one is the original Legend of Zelda. This is the game that I spent the most money on. I spent $20 on this, and for me anyway, spending that much money on a game that's like 30 years old is pretty outrageous. I thought $20 for an old game like this, I thought that was outrageous. But I'm not a huge Zelda fan, and I definitely am nowhere even close to beating this game. I don't play it a whole lot anymore, but every now and then I'll get it out and I'll kind of fool around with it. But it's a great game. It looks nice, and it's really, if you're an NES fan, this is the game to have. Ooh, I dropped it. Whenever I drop these things, I freak out. I'm gonna have to put this in my thing now. The next one is Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. This was one of the first games that I ever bought, and surprisingly, I only paid a couple bucks for this, yet I paid like 20 for the original. And this game I spent a lot of time on. I was like going online looking at reviews, and I'm not even close to beating it, but I'll get there someday. The next one is Super Mario Bros. 3. The sticker's in really bad shape. Probably out of all the Mario games, this is one of my favorites because, like all the Mario games dramatically changed from 1 to 3, and I think this one you can save your progress, unless I'm thinking of the Game Boy version, but I probably am. But this is still a great Mario game. I could spend hours playing this. The next one is Dick Tracy. I'm a huge fan of the Angry Video Game Nerd. If you haven't heard of him, check him out. He does reviews on bad video games, and he does like a whole bunch of other stuff. You can check out his channel. It's James Nintendo Nerd, and he did a review on this game, and I thought it was really funny and everything, and I remember seeing it in the store, and I thought, I'll get it, and I think I only paid like $2 or $3 for it. And yeah, it's a pretty bad game. I mean, I don't spend a whole lot of money or a whole lot of time playing this game, but it's kind of a rarity to have. I mean, not very many people own Dick Tracy. The next one is this 3-pack. It has Super Mario Bros., Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet. Now, I got this game for Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet. Duck Hunt I knew I probably couldn't play unless I had the zapper, and I couldn't. But Track Meet I thought I could play with a controller, like tap the buttons, but I cannot play those two games unless I have the pad or the zapper, and I highly doubt I want to get those anytime soon, so I basically wasted $2 on this. But anyway, the next one is Super Mario Brothers. Now, this is the most, how can I put it, like every time you see somebody selling an NES, or you see somebody selling NES games, I guarantee you every time you will see this for sale. this game is often paired with Duck Hunt, but actually I find that the game, like by itself, is actually a little bit more rare than the game paired with Duck Hunt. Like every time I see Mario Bros, I see it in the 2-pack with Duck Hunt. I don't see it I don't see the standalone game quite often. But being a 25, 30-year-old game, the sticker's in pretty good shape here. And I've spent countless hours playing this game. It's such a great game. The next one is Bubble Bobble. I saw this in my aunt's basement when I went to visit her for Thanksgiving. And I remember I saw it sticking out at a shelf, and I saw, this right here. And I was flipping out because, I saw an NES game. And I got it, and I was looking at it, and I asked her if I could have it, and she said, yeah. And I took it home, and I played it, and I thought this was just one of those forgotten games that nobody cares about. But this game is actually worth a decent pocket. I think you could get 10 or 15 bucks, maybe even 20 bucks out of this, because I know at that video game store, I think they're selling this for like 20 bucks. So, and I got this for free. So it's a game where you're playing as a dinosaur and you have to pop these bubbles. It sounds stupid, but it's actually a pretty entertaining game. The next one is Super Mario Bros. 2. Out of all the Mario games ever made, this one is my least favorite Mario game. I've just never been a huge fan of Mario Bros. 2. On the Game Boy, this game is called Super Mario Bros. Advance, or Super Mario Advance. And this game just isn't really enjoyable. I prefer the first one or 3 better, but okay game. And this is another one where the sticker's in really bad shape. I don't know if you can see it. Then the last game I have is Friday the 13th. Now, this was another game that I saw on the Angry Video Game Nerd, and I kind of wanted to get it anyway because, I mean, it's Friday the 13th. I mean, that's kind of cool. And it's an okay game. I mean, it's not. I don't think that this game compared with Nightmare on Elm Street, they are not classics at all. I mean, I think they'd be considered a cult classic because, like, a very violent R-rated movie gets turned into a game for a children's system, But it's an okay game. I like playing it sometimes. I did want to get Nightmare on Elm Street, and I saw it at that store numerous times. But I didn't buy it. I don't know why. And it was like another game where it was like 15 or 20 bucks. So it is a pretty decent price for that kind of a game, but I'll get it eventually. But that's my NES collection. Some of the other classics I'm missing would be like the Castlevania games, or Contra, or the Mega Man games. I think there's like 5 or 6. Metroid. What else? Can't really think of anything else that I'm missing. The Batman games, like Batman and Batman Returns. But other than that, I have most of the classics, most of the ones that the system is famous for. But yeah, guys, this is my NES collection, and it will grow. NES video game collecting really isn't my main concern right now anymore. Every time I would go to that store, I would always pick up a couple of these games, but now that I go there, I'll look, but I don't really see anything that really catches my eye. I mean, yeah, I could probably pick up a few for 5 or 6 bucks, but they wouldn't really be any good games. But that is my collection. It's only 9 games, and like I said, it will grow. But thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.